Topic ideas. And so one of the things that you want to do, not just for this course, but for all your courses, is just make things easier on yourself. And one of the ways that you make things easier on yourself is you do not overthink or overwork an assignment. Right? It may be a little bit counterintuitive, but once you get the hang of it, you will like this. You want to apply this, unless otherwise directed, you want to apply the same basic idea for all your collegiate level classes. So I'm going to go back here from bit. We're going to end up with how you would efficiently answer a question in this course, or most of the questions in this course. But I'm going to back up and show you like where we're coming from, big picture. So not just me, but for a lot of your academic assignments, they're really progressed through essays, which is this is what I mean by academic writing, which is different than other types of writing. You've heard in the past, great writers break the rules, and they do. Well, not really. I mean, for this type of writing, for fiction, yes, especially when fiction writers have characters thinking, because people don't think. People think in fragments and all sorts of things that break the rules. Then that sort of stuff is fine. You get wildly different margins. So that's why it looks different, because you're not trying to work an idea. The reason that academic writing tends to progress in these big sort of block looking things, the paragraphs do, is because these are supposed to be about an idea. And even within this is, something like, I don't know, Comp 2 or, a history or psychology paper or something like that. This is generally how it should look. But these are governed by thesis statements, the overriding idea, right? The main idea for the whole piece. And we are not working on thesis statements in Humanities 1301. All right, we're working on topic ideas, these things that ideally would dovetail into a thesis. So a lot of times I'll just give you the prompt. But really, it's at the topic level. So this level that we are not covering here, this is a big long paper that some students in the past, or a student in the past, wrote for English 1302. And all we need is a subject and idea. That's all a thesis statement is. And so here's something everyone can understand. Is why I grabbed this type of paper. It says America should keep the drinking age at 21, as opposed to lowering it or raising it higher or some other idea. So two things. So the subject idea. When students get confused and they'll say, well, we need three things for the thesis. No, that's just a broken thesis. That's when you want to do A, B, and C, and you announce that here. But really, it's just a subject and idea for your thesis and your topics sentences. So they should all go back. So I'm going to skip over. This is sort of a survey of the criticism. And so the student was writing an argument about like why we should do this with the drinking age. So the first reason, okay, so now that's the subject. The first reason the drinking age should be kept at 21 is because Americans under the age of 21 are not developed mentally or physically. Okay, that's probably two ideas there, but just not developed anyway. We would talk about how to fix this idea, but you can see the point here. Let's just say right now we go with not developmentally. Then we would grade this in an English 1302 course. So we're not going to do that here, and we're not going to go through and integrate the evidence better and in the screencast anyway, and all that sort of stuff. I just wanted you to see the progression here. So remember, so now the blue goes back to the blue, the green goes back to the green. So she should keep it under 20. Well, because Americans aren't developed. That's one of the reasons. And I'm just going to go to another one now. Another reason, or the second reason, not mature enough. The paragraph can talk about that. The last reason, or the third reason here, so this one does follow three main reasons, but there's the other stuff too. The reduction of road fate. Safer, would that be a bit? So we talk about how to fix this, say this more precisely maybe for the topic idea in there. The point I want to make here is, as soon as you say what the reason is, as soon as you announce something in a topic idea, you do not need to cover everything that pops into your head. That's what you're doing with a topic idea, is you are saying, I am going to answer it this way. So when I give you a prompt, right, we're not tying into a larger thesis here, but you're in paragraph format. I say, like, fill in the blank. Beowulf was a blank man. So you read part of Beowulf. You read about Beowulf. So do you want what kind of claim do you want to make? That's your topic. Your claim is your topic. In academic writing, it's usually better to have it as the first sentence. There are all sorts of exceptions to this, I guess, but for most people, and at your level, you want to do this so that everyone understands what you're trying to say, because oftentimes students will mean one thing, but they're saying another, and they don't realize they're doing that the students don't. So Beowulf subject. So I've given you the subject. You just need to make a claim. Was a prideful man. Well, you could have made a different claim, like strong man. Beowulf is strong. That would have been an easier claim probably. Arrogant, boastful. Some other claim that you want to make. But then as soon as you say that, the green is what you're concerned with. So if this student would have said strong, then he or she, I don't remember if it was a man or a woman, it would be grab very different evidence and then also have a different discussion. But then as soon as you say strong, notice that if that's all you're covering, so then you're not covering courageous. Courageous is a different claim. There's more emotional sort of stuff with that. Heroic is a different claim than just strong, right? And one of the things we may talk about is, how are heroes, it's not just that they're strong, it's that they seem to have a code of ethics and all sorts of other stuff, right? So that's all you got to. So it's okay if you leave out other things. As a matter of fact, that's the whole point of keeping on topic. So you can imagine this sort of paper. We haven't gotten into Beowulf at the time I'm going to post this screen, or the place in the modules I'm going to post this for humanities. But you can sort of see here, you could make a whole lot of different claims about Beowulf. Why, yes, you can, and people have, and will do so in the future. But we're just not at the essay stage. We're at the paragraph stage right now. So this is useful to you to practice writing paragraphs, practice writing academic paragraphs, and not the point of this screencast to go through evidence integration and so on, but because you got to know this first, right? What's going on at the ideological level, and that's all that means is your topic idea. So if you ever hear people say things such as, I think in topic ideas, or I think in terms of paragraph. This is it. I mean, so what, right? This is all they mean. This is like prideful, strong, courageous, heroic, and all that sort of thing. Okay, I think that's good enough for right now. Don't lose track. I may post this a few different times in the screen because people will sort of get off the train tracks as the course progresses.